Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to take a deep dive into the human mind, into the psychology of motivation, to try and answer one of the biggest questions we all face.
So, what really drives us? This is the big one, isn't it? The question we all ask ourselves. What's the spark that gets you out of bed in the morning? And, on the flip side, what is it that sometimes just paralyzes us? Well, today, we're going to break down the machinery behind it all.
Okay, but before we jump in, a huge shout out is in order. This entire exploration was inspired by the absolutely brilliant work over on Mr. Sin's YouTube channel. Seriously, go check it out. Our whole goal here is to take these incredible ideas and share them, to give you the tools to understand yourself a little better, to become more autonomous, and yeah, to unlock your own amazing potential.
All right, so here's our roadmap. First, we'll look at what's going on inside, our internal engines. Then, we'll zoom out to the influence of the outside world. After that, we'll talk about how to find your own unique balance. And we'll wrap up with a really powerful idea, the butterfly effect of altruism. Sound good? Let's get started.
Okay, part one, our internal engines. This is all about the stuff that comes from within us, the drives that are pretty much hardwired into our systems from day one.
So, let's start with the OG theory, instinct theory. The idea here is pretty simple. Our most basic motivations aren't things we learn, they're baked right into our DNA. They're a genetic inheritance. The classic example, a mother protecting her child. It's not a thought-out decision, it's just this powerful, automatic reflex. It's a program that just runs.
Next up, we have drive reduction theory. For this one, I want you to picture your body like a finely tuned machine that's always trying to stay in balance. The fancy word for this is homeostasis. And as soon as something throws that balance off, like you're hungry or you're thirsty, it creates this inner tension. And that tension, that's the drive that pushes us to fix the problem.
And you can see that cycle right here. It's actually super straightforward. Step 1, you have a need, your body is low on water. Step 2, that creates the drive, you feel thirsty. Step 3, that drive makes you take action. You grab a glass of water. And boom, step 4, balance is restored. It's a beautiful, efficient little loop for survival, until you get thirsty again.
But hold on, we're not just survival machines looking for zero tension, are we? Sometimes we actively look for a little excitement, a bit of a challenge. That's where arousal theory comes in. It suggests that we're not always trying to get rid of tension. Sometimes we're trying to find the optimal level of it to perform at our best.
And the perfect illustration for this is something called the Yerkes-Dodson law. Just think about taking a big exam. If you have zero stress, you're bored, you don't care, and your performance is going to be terrible. But if you have way too much stress, you panic, your mind goes blank, and again, you do poorly. The sweet spot is right in the middle, that perfect amount of pressure that gets you focused and in the zone. It's all about learning to be the thermostat for your own motivation.
And now for a true classic, one I'm sure a lot of you have seen before, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The idea is simple but profound. Our needs are structured like a pyramid. You have to take care of the foundational stuff first, the bottom layers, like food, water, and safety. Only once those are met can you effectively move up to pursue higher needs, like love, esteem, and eventually reaching your full potential at the very top.
Okay, so we've covered the internal stuff, but of course, we don't live in a bubble. The world around us, the people we meet, our environment, it all has a massive impact on what motivates us.
Here's a really fascinating one, cognitive dissonance. Basically, our brains hate being hypocritical. They crave consistency. So when our actions don't line up with our beliefs, it creates this uncomfortable mental itch. For example, if you believe that harming animals is wrong, but you eat meat, your brain feels that tension. And it will motivate you to get rid of that discomfort, either by changing what you do or changing what you believe.
This leads us to a really important distinction: intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. Think of extrinsic as the classic carrot and stick. You're doing something to get a reward like money or to avoid a punishment. It can work, but usually just for a little while. And then you have intrinsic motivation. That's the inner fire. That's when you do something just for the love of it, for the pure joy and passion. And let me tell you, that is where the real lasting power is.
But a word of warning, be careful with those extrinsic rewards because there's this weird paradox called the over-justification effect. Get this, if you take an activity someone already loves doing for free, say a kid who loves to draw, and you start paying them for it, you can actually kill their passion. The external reward hijacks their motivation, and that internal fire can just fizzle out.
Okay,
Let's talk about a huge concept from the legendary psychologist Albert Bandura: self-efficacy. Now, it's super important not to confuse this with self-esteem. Self-esteem is your general feeling of self-worth. Self-efficacy is way more specific. It's your belief in your ability to succeed at one particular task. It's that little voice inside your head that whispers, "I got this. I can do this."
So the big question is, how do you build up that I can do this muscle? Well, it basically rests on 4 pillars. Number 1, your own past wins. Every success is like a deposit in your confidence bank. 2, watching people who are like you succeed. It shows you, hey, it's possible for me too. 3, good old-fashioned encouragement from others. And finally, number 4, how you choose to interpret your own body. Are those butterflies in your stomach a sign of fear, or is that just excitement, just energy you're ready to use?
All right, we've looked inside, we've looked outside. Now for part 3, the really tricky part. How in the world do we put all this together and find our own balance?
So, we've got all these forces pulling and pushing us from the inside and the outside. The million-dollar question is there some kind of magic formula, some secret recipe for staying motivated all the time? And the answer, maybe unsurprisingly, is no. There's no magic recipe. The key is completely unique to you. The real secret to powerful, sustainable motivation is self-awareness. It's about knowing yourself, learning to read your own personal dashboard, understanding what drives you from within, and seeing how you react to the world around you. That's how you navigate your life with purpose.
And that brings us to our final piece of the puzzle, a way to kind of tie all of this together and maybe even supercharge the whole system. Let's talk about altruism.
Think about this for a second. When you do something kind for someone else, with no strings attached, just a genuine act of altruism, you're tapping into the purest form of intrinsic motivation. And this creates this amazing feedback loop, a kind of motivational butterfly effect. Not only does it boost the motivation of the person you're helping, it reflects right back and supercharges your own. It's a win-win.
So that's what we have for you today. And now we want to turn the question over to you. After hearing all this, what do you think is your biggest source of motivation? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to get a conversation going.
And hey, if you got something out of this, you know what to do. A like and a subscribe is seriously the best way to support the channel and help us keep going. Also, let us know what topics you want us to tackle next. We're even thinking about setting up some discussion groups soon, so stay tuned for that. And if you want to get more involved, just reach out. Thanks so much for hanging out with us, and we'll catch you on the next one.